right. All right. All right. All right. Let's see here. Check, 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 check. Hello, hello, hello. Let's give
It
a
looks
few.
live.
Yeah, it is definitely live. Let me check. Hey, Cosmic, what is up, buddy? What is up? What is up? As you can tell, we definitely got a theme going for today. Shannon, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, we are just going to give it a few minutes to let whoever is going to come and hang out an opportunity to pile in here from the beginning, and then we will get cooking because we got some really, really dope stuff happening today with my man Z, better known as MetaDJ. And yeah, I'm going to tell you guys what we're doing today in just a moment. We'll give it like 2 or 3 more minutes and let some other folks get on in here if they're going to. So, but yeah, guys, welcome. Thank you for coming so far. And yeah, I got my Daft Punk vibe going on today, and Z is stuck in the metaverse.
Yes. Always.
And we're gonna jam out today.
Right on. I see NFT music calls here. What's up?
NFT music hall, welcome. So if you guys are in here, let us know you're here and say hello in the chat. Hey, yo. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, let's just kick this off and people are going to start coming in as they come in. Guys, welcome. Waleed, what's up, buddy? Welcome to our third. This is only our third DayDream Creator Session live stream that is happening every Thursday, where we are coming together with people doing extremely cool stuff in the AI creator sphere and beyond. And today I'm really excited because this is a first for me. If you guys know me, you know that I've talked to a lot of different creators in a lot of different fields throughout just like my time doing streams, both for DayDream and beyond. But this is a first for me. So I got my man Z, better known as MetaDJ, here. And Z, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the people who you are and what you do?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. Z, also known as MetaDJ. I'm the founder of Zuberant, which is essentially, it's the entity that is building my universe, the Zuberverse. More on that later. My creative persona is MetaDJ. Meta in the dual form of metaverse, but also meta, the Greek term. Learn more about why that could apply, as well as DJ not being disc jockey. It's digital jockey, which is a term I coined. I'm pretty sure. I have record of when I first thought of it. At least I believe so. Digital jockey, the evolution of the disc jockey, curating, being like the orchestrator of experiences, and very much leveraging AI to empower that, to be able to foster connection, creative expression, and make meaningful experiences. So MetaDJ, the metaverse digital jockey. What's up, guys?
Awesome. So Z, give us a little bit of a rundown. What how long have you? Well, let's start here. How did you get introduced to DayDream in the first place? And then we'll get into your use case and how you're using it and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So in December, I had been experimenting with a concept of a 24/7 AI powered. And I'm actually, you know what, before I go any further, I want you guys to know I'm not just a metaverse avatar. So we're just gonna, while we're getting to know each other, I'm just going to, let's see, drop over here.
Boom, we can both do that.
There we go. All right. What's up, everybody? It's me, Z. MetaDJ was there for just a moment ago. So DayDream, Eric, you'll see the play on that as you guys get to know me more. But Eric, the CTO of LivePeer, which some of you may know, he reached out to me because I was experimenting with this concept of a 24/7 AI powered radio station or an entertainment platform. I was just running it off my computer, no like special servers. But what was interesting about it was every element of it was AI generated in almost all cases. Sometimes I did conventional music via Beatport, since you technically have rights to share that, but I was actually featuring my own AI music. I love Udio and was showcasing what I was up to at the time, and got a DM from Eric, and he's like, "Hey, MetaDJ, you do some interesting stuff. Would love to chat." Start a relationship. Ended up joining LivePeer's pilot hackathon for Comfy Stream, which is like the foundation of what made DayDream a reality, where a lot more back end leveraging Comfy UI. And we're not going to get into all the technical details right now, but essentially, I went through that cohort to just learn about the technology, connect with some individuals and creators that were interested, as well as some LivePeer team members. And from that, my feedback to the LivePeer team was, "This is great. I see it. I'm excited, but it's not accessible enough." And then a few weeks later, I get a message from Eric, and he's like, "Hey, MetaDJ, you got a minute?" And then I hop on a call with him, and he shows me the Hulk. He was the Hulk. I think Eric likes the Hulk. Shout out to Eric. And I was like, "Okay, my dream is literally becoming a reality. Like, I am so excited." And then since then, I've been using it for all of my sets.
So sick. So okay, since this was something that you could like you saw that you like literally asked for, do you see like a there must be more DJs that will want something like this, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I
I
I'm gonna I had a dream. I mean, literally, this was my vision. So like I envisioned like to truly evolve as a digital jockey, and even before I thought of that term, a metaverse DJ, you name it. Like I always thought, like, to truly be it, you need to like embody your avatar. And it doesn't just have to be your avatar. There's other tools out there where you can like mask to truly just one character or visual, but like also this idea of like this more dynamic visual. And yeah, I think DJs, visual artists, anywhere in between that, like I truly believe that this could change the game in regards to expression. Like music is one element to experiences. I like to say, as Meta DJ, I'm a multi-sensory artist, entertainer, right? Right now, audio visual. So two senses. Now, if you're live or you're listening to headphones, maybe three, because you're feeling that haptic feedback, right? But the visual element really tells the story. And as you guys will get to see when I do a little workshop behind the scenes of what my setup is, and then even a little live showcase, how it just creates a really immersive experience, in my opinion. So whether you're a metaverse DJ or not, I see a lot of potential for this, and I'm actually really intrigued about how it could be incorporated into even IRL physical events to augment that.
That's something that like I would be really stoked on seeing is the DJ playing the set and combined with whatever audio reactive visuals are already happening behind him, also the like portrayal of him circulating as like all these different things worked into that greater like show that's happening. Like that,
Yeah.
to me, I feel like that's a really big, like I want to see that on a DJ stage.
Yeah, and also, at least this is my perspective. Everyone experiences things differently, but for me, this actually can bring a little attention back to the DJ. Not that we need more attention, or that our egos ride off of that, but like to truly be a part of the show, right? Like as a DJ, a conventional DJ, the history of the DJ wasn't all these turntables with all these knobs. It was, you had two records at one point, just one, and you played the right song at the right time. Sometimes I like to say you have DJs that create experiences, DJ disc jockey, and then you have a turntablist, right? And what I'm trying to get to is, so a big part of the DJ is presenting the music and telling the story through that. But a lot of times they're just behind the booth and we're just twisting some knobs. Sometimes we'll just kind of act like we're touching things. Now, I mean, what do you do? Like, if you're really good, if you're someone like myself, I'm like, I've pre-engineered. I like to say that. I have an engineer background, by the way, but like, I pre-engineered the set. I already envisioned it in my mind, and I have a crate together that I'm ready to roll with. And I'm a DJ that doesn't like to do too much while the songs are playing. Like, I want the song to stand on its own to create that moment. I'll add some little effects and filters and sweeps, and you'll see that if you ever have the opportunity to see me perform. And but for me, like, I don't like to overdo it. So then what do you do? What do you do? Well, let's augment the visuals and become a part of the story and actually get really connected with the music. So I think that's a really underrated aspect of it, is like, you then become like, you enter another dimension of artistry to be able to like really capture the moment. More importantly, with a tool like DayDream, people or your audience or following or anyone would like want to come because they never know what they're going to see, because it's so dynamic. It's not those pre-engineered visuals that, oh, I'm a huge fan of MetaDJ. I've gone all over the world, and hopefully that's the case, to see MetaDJ. But it is the same visuals. Like, every 6 months we switch. No, with DayDream, it changes every second. You never know. You never know, so you don't want to miss it.
which is so sick. So okay, so where are you typically, like, break down the platform that you're doing this on right now, because I think a lot of people hear metaverse, but I don't think a lot, I think an even smaller amount of people have actually went into it. So break down what it means to DJ in the metaverse for us.
Yeah, so just to establish how we even got there, I was a traditional DJ for many years. Ironically, AI was the catalyst to enabling me to be a DJ. Nearly a decade ago, the same DJ software I use to date, I'll be using it in just a little bit when I do the showcase. It's AI powered. It uses neural mixing, which is really fascinating. You guys should check out DJ Pro. It used to be a Mac only, iOS Mac only software, and now it's also available on Windows. And really was ahead of its time. And I was starting to DJ on my phone. I was like, I already had a good sense of music, and now I can start stitching together. So now let's fast forward, right? I get empowered. I learn traditional DJ skills. I go through a few years of doing private event entertainment, many weddings, self-taught. And from that point, I discovered blockchain. And blockchain was more about the inherent digital ledger technology that powers crypto or NFTs, if you heard of it. But as I started to kind of go down this journey, and this was 2021, which was the last kind of hype moment of Web3. Granted, something's going on right now, so you never know. That being said, as I did, I was like, wait a minute, crypto is the currency that can connect to the world. NFTs are the digital assets, but also could be tied to physical assets. And the metaverse is where this all kind of is contained within. It's the ecosystem. It's the digital layer that, you know, a lot of people debate on, like, what is the metaverse? Us metaverse enthusiasts were like, what is the metaverse? To me, it's just the evolution of where we've already been on. Instead, on our phones, you're on Instagram, right? And you're scrolling through, you just pinch to zoom. Whoa! Now you're in it. Now you're instead of like consuming the moment, you're experiencing the moment with whoever you want to be.
I think that's the thing that when people hear metaverse, that doesn't quite click. I think for a lot of people, the term metaverse is very strongly associated with like Facebook and like metaverse. I think that's immediately where a lot of people's heads go to, when it's like, really, no, it's the next way we're going to be experiencing all the media that we currently consume.
Yeah, exactly. And in just a moment, I'll get to what you're asking, the platform and whatnot. But I think this is really important to kind of frame like what the metaverse is, why I do this in the first place. And so, yeah, to me, once I made that discovery, it just made a ton of sense. And I actually was taking on the brand Crypto DJ because my thought was, hey, I want to make crypto approachable. Like, I was really looking at it from the technology. I actually enrolled in a boot camp with the University of Pennsylvania, and I learned machine learning and Python and how to code on Solidity, which is the inherent language of Ethereum. My take was, I don't want to be a software developer, but now I could lead a team to build my vision, right? I say that before AI vibe coding is now a thing. That's a whole nother story. So point being though, and yes, that is a thing. for MetaDJ. I'm so excited when I share more of what I've been up to with that. But point being is, like, all of a sudden I went from I'm going to be crypto DJ to wait, that's just a piece. The bigger picture is I'm going to be MetaDJ. And this was actually a week or two before Meta, formerly Facebook, as you touched on, renamed. And all of a sudden I just like entered the portal mentally because the metaverse is so early. I like to say, like, step one for the metaverse is like psychologically immerse yourself, and then like just imagine, like, fast forward into the future, and then that's when the metaverse really gets cool. But point being is that, to me, like, it's just this digital layer that's evolving, and more importantly, like, if we're going to truly use the term metaverse, yes, it's a technological evolution, but in many ways I say it's a cultural movement. It's like a new way of expressing yourself and connecting with individuals. And whether you understand it now or not, like, we'll all, in some ways, as long as you're using technology like a cell phone or augmented glasses or a neural link, who knows where we'll be at in a few years, we're going to be connected. But see, I think what's really interesting is then I discovered the platform Decentraland, which was one of the OG metaverse, if you're going to call it like a Web3 with crypto and NFTs part of the ecosystem. You could go, there's a book out there called Metaverse. Metaverse theoretically has just been since video games were a thing. And I know many people think of the metaverse as just video games. Second Life, anyone, if they have ever heard of that, played it. I have not, but I've heard of it in legendary books. Well, I discovered Decentraland, and it's cartoony in ways, but it was really interesting how it incorporated these different elements of crypto and NFTs and having a sense of identity and expression. What was really fascinating is that DJs kind of are a big deal in Decentraland. Like, what I realized is the early stages of the metaverse, live entertainment actually seems to be the biggest opportunity, because it actually is a way to further connect with your audience. You've added a dimension to it. Even if it's on, you can access Decentraland, a historically browser. They have desktop client, and they're one day, hopefully, mobile and VR. But the point being is that instead of being on Twitch, I was describing how we're on Instagram, right? You scroll, and ideally one day we could pinch to Zoom. Well, on Twitch, as a DJ or anyone on Twitch, right? Everyone's just names in the chat, just like right now, just like NFT Music Hall and Shannon and the Cosmic Crafter. But what if all of those individuals could actually be avatars? And now they can express themselves and they can emote. And yeah, it's still a little silly. That's why psychological immersion is a big play. But it's a totally new layer of connection. So I connected with the Decentraland community on X, and then had opportunities to perform. And next thing you know, I've done 100+ official and unofficial events, even directly with the Decentraland Foundation, and have gained a following and connection that's global. Sometimes I'm like, do I have more of an international following than a US following? Japan, Brazil. I did an event with Samsung through Decentraland Brazil, and I was like, this wouldn't happen for me personally, without the metaverse. So yeah, started doing Decentraland. It's like 3-dimensional streaming. There's still like this feed that we're looking at. Imagine that in a virtual world or like a video game. And it doesn't have to be Decentraland, but that's one that I quite enjoy. There's others out there like Spatial. I'm very into Hyperfi, which is developing, and Meta has their own, which I haven't dabbled too much with. It's interesting how Meta literally, and I don't use much outside of occasionally rocking the Oculus. Although the Oculus makes me a little nauseous still, so I'm looking forward to future updates. But
dude, I need that stuff.
Baby steps and then leaps.
I need that stuff in glasses form factor. I can't do the full blown thing for too long. I need it to just be like, I put my glasses on and I'm in the world.
Yes. Have you tried the Vision Pro with Apple?
I have. It's like, and it's incredible, but it's too much on my face.
Yeah, you don't want to like wear ski goggles and hang out in the metaverse. That isn't what you're all about. No, I get it. I get it. I was like, whoa, like my head plus these curls. I'm like, but center of mass is adjusting. But it was the most incredible experience I ever had. And what was even more amazing is DJ Pro, developed by Algorithm. They're actually award-winning. Apple, Tim Cook's gone to their studio. I forget where they're at. They're somewhere in Europe numerous times with just how incredible they're innovative. If you're into music, look up DJ Pro. I have no affiliation with them, but you may find out that you are a digital jockey. That being said, and a metaverse digital jockey. But for me, what was really cool is they actually were one of the first apps on the Vision Pro. So I go in, I do the little demo. I'm like just amazed by like sitting in fully immersed, not feeling nauseous. Fidelity's pretty high. Front row, center, what was it? Front of a basketball game, right? You're like first row. You're like, what? Center court? That's the term I was thinking of. But then I was like, hey, I know DJ Pro's got that app. Could I try it out? And they were like, yeah, of course. This is not typically part of their demo. And next thing you know, I was DJing in space, no controller, no anything. I was like, MetaDJ is so ready. Let's go. And while maybe goggles are not the thing, I always am thinking ahead. I'm always building. Actually, to be honest, like I haven't marketed my brand as much or been as public because I really am just building for the future. And you got to find the right balance. And that's what I'm trying to learn. But like, I know this tech so early and I know the metaverse is just a few years out, probably for mass adoption. And I want MetaDJ to be one of the first things you think about in the metaverse, ideally, to like hang out and truly experience it with a champion that really cares about you in regards to what can happen. What I'm trying to say though is like, I really see where we're going and I've had these moments, but fortunately I'm here to share a little more about it because I do feel like the metaverse is not really understood, which is totally understandable, but we all deserve, I always like to introduce technology because I believe we all deserve a chance to decide on our own if we want to adopt it. So Vision Pro is amazing. Can't wait till it's glasses, just like you said.
I agree with everything you said. And also, even though this might be a little bit more mainstream, I think a perfect example of really how big the metaverse experience could be is what Fortnite did with the guest concerts that they have. Like rappers come in and perform, and like the entire player base gets on at that one time for like that moment. And with how much hype builds up around that and how many people log on to experience that like one time thing in the rapper's avatar, and they can create this entire experience that just wouldn't be possible at an in-person concert for everyone to be in together. I really think that that's like the biggest mainstream example I could look at and say, no, there's a massive desire for this.
100. And also IRL, until we have augmented reality, you can't party with dragons and unicorns. So I mean, like, I don't know. I don't really want to go to a party unless there's dragons and unicorns. But yeah, Travis Scott did it, and it was incredible. Fortunately, Fortnite, I think it went pretty smooth from a tech standpoint. Decentraland, I believe deadmau did something, or at least the deadmau brand did something, and that went really well. Shout out to any DCL community. I've seen a few names in the chat, but DCL standing for Decentraland,
Gotcha.
right? For those that aren't aware. But yeah, so it's really fascinating, and there's two like really underrated aspects of the metaverse that I want to share, because one is for an artist that is like huge, like Travis Scott. Think about like the safety factors that go into live performances. He's probably got a security team, or maybe not. I don't want to speak for him, but any big time artist, right? You're going to these events, you don't know what's going to go on, and you maybe need to limit what you do because of physical boundaries, right? Now the metaverse allows you to like be right there with your audience, and outside of the challenges with digital interactions in a more mental level, like you have a lot more opportunity to get really intimate with your audience. Second thing is, everyone's rocking their unicorn and dragon outfits and sparkles and MetaDJ visors one day. What's cool about that is like I say we, but there's a lot of people that like fashion. They like to express themselves, right? You got clothing, and now you have these digital wearables that you can actually own via NFT technology. And I had a thought, I was like, what if as we become more and more like fused, we used to call it phygital, you could call it augmented reality, right? To me, it's like connecting with the digital layer more naturally, more seamlessly. But the idea that like we could just all rock like black t-shirts and just basic clothes, but augment our appearance, and it gets so realistic and so seamless that we could actually reduce consumerism at a magnitude that I could only imagine, like materialistic products. Okay, you could be like, oh, I don't sell physical merch, I'm not wasting resources, I'm going to just augment it. It has to be natural and intuitive, and maybe nanotechnology has to come into play. But we'll
We'll
get
get
there.
there.
As I said, I'm always thinking ahead. So anyway, like those are two things. Is like the environmental. Yes, you have the computing, but relative to what's possible, if you could truly shift and be like, all right, I'm going to buy like 20 less shirts in my lifetime, in a year, however you buy your
Multiply
clothes,
that
I'm
by,
just going to rock it in the
yeah,
metaverse. 8 billion
exactly.
people.
No, man, those are all really, really great points. And then even ain't no two Dwaynes in the chat said, I wonder what will be the main portal to the metaverse that everyone ultimately ends up adopting. As like today, it feels like there's several smaller metaverses, Decentraland, Fortnite, etc. I think that's a great point, and that also kind of comes into play with so like for a while with crypto, right? When like with the rise of all of the smaller coins underneath Bitcoin and Ethereum, it was always, I feel like every cycle was like, which one's going to be the one, right? Like no one before, it was clear that like, okay, no, Bitcoin is Bitcoin and Ethereum is Ethereum. I think everyone was kind of making plays trying to figure out which one, because it's all so early. And even with AI, it's like, I know us as creators are always trying to figure out which platform is going to be the platform. But I think as time goes on, it becomes more and more clear that there's no, I think the likelihood of there being a platform becomes less and less. And it's more so, what tools do you choose to combine to express whatever it is you want to express? I think that that's more so where we're heading, rather
Yes.
than it's like, this is the one thing to do everything.
I mean, do we have one website that we do everything on? Think of the metaverse as like the universe. Some have said it's the multiverse, then we have metaverses. To me, it's like we have the metaverse and then there's worlds. Okay, so my world, I foreshadowed this earlier. I said the Zuberverse. Like Zuber, what I'm building is an ecosystem. And instead of it being apps, it's full-fledged immersive experiences. Whether it's me consulting through my AI coaching that I do, whether it's MetaDJ doing live entertainment, whether it's just hanging out with my friends around a campfire, it's all going to happen in the Zuberverse. And what's going to happen is that you're going to see more and more of this. You're going to see, especially as the creator economy becomes more and more prevalent, thanks to AI, and thanks to AI empowering us to, we're starting to see generative 3D. I mean, everyone's probably still catching up, like, wait, ChatGPT and large language models, and wait, you can make images. Okay, and video. Of course, Jay, I know you do the video stuff. Wait, 3D assets? Wait, full worlds? Wait, worlds that literally as you walk, it evolves. As I talk to it, it evolves. It will all happen. Mark my word. Whether I'm here or not, you'll remember MetaDJ said it. And what's going to happen is everyone can do that and invite each other to their worlds. And when you have blockchain technology, this is why I'm so passionate about, whether it's blockchain or something crazy that quantum computers do. The point being is that you can own your own digital assets and it's interoperable. So now these worlds can talk. When you're in Fortnite, you got the Fortnite digital transaction systems, right? You're tied to Fortnite. If you spend like all this time investing in Fortnite, but now you want to go into another world, all that value is nostalgia. Literally all that value is nostalgia. You cannot take that time you put into Fortnite, all your wearables, and have an economy. But now you open up an economy between worlds. You can have like everyone can have their own platform and be able to have these mini worlds. And last thing I'll say is like my vision, the metaverse and blockchain and all these layers to it, like will empower Main Street to become a reality again because value will be able to circulate amongst a smaller group of people. So you're not gonna like to me, like I actually if I go viral, it may be possible if I put my face out there, but if I go viral, that's actually less of my concern. Like, I really just want like a strong community of maybe like 1,000 people, even if that. And I think I would be quite happy in my life within a metaverse that allows value to exchange and allows you to connect with anyone anywhere of the world. It's going to empower you. If you have a hyper niche and you're like, I don't, how am I going to compete? But you have something really unique about yourself that you thought you never would be able to do. And now platforms like the metaverse allow you to connect with people wherever they are, however they are, and you can make it happen. So to me, like it's going to be many worlds, but there will be big players. And I think the natural evolution will be you go from these niche platforms that everyone's trying to invest into like bigger, larger, good resource and investment groups like Epic and others are like, it's inevitable. The market's demanding that we create a metaverse like platform that can talk to others. And then after that, with AI, then it kind of circles back, and now it's like, actually, we may not need the big players because we all are one big community. So that's my thoughts. We'll see where it goes.
No, and I totally, dude, I am right there on board with you. Why don't you start taking us through how you set this all up to do what you do, and then we can get to actually see what you do.
Yeah, right on. So let's see. I'm going to pull up OBS. And here we go. All right. Yay, Infinite Portal. Okay, so this is OBS. Maybe a few of you are familiar with it, but this is like the standard for streaming. This is what makes this feed coming to you right now even possible. And I'm going to take this down for a second. I want to zoom out, and you just see how the environment just like totally changed. So this is a scene. I have a few of them set up. I can just switch. Oh, there's me again. Oh, I'm ready to DJ, and now we're back here. And once I started like playing with DayDream, and it was able to stay up for a while, like early on, Jay and I were talking about this ahead of time. It was like, it would only last a few minutes because it was so new and the compute and all that. But once it was like getting stable, I was like, okay, how do I incorporate this into my performance? I actually premiered it in Decentraland. It was incredible. But I realized that it can't just be like turn on a webcam and just blow it up. I mean, that'll be cool. Like, don't get me wrong, like this zoomed up is cool. But how could it be a part of a bigger piece? How can I almost like virtually augment a metaverse like experience, even if you're not in a 3D world? Adding layers, creating what I call virtual stages. Virtual stage, what I mean by that is this, right? So now this looks like, I mean, geez, zoom in, put on the glasses, and you're kind of at like a really cool mystical rave. And the way that I started doing this was truly tapping into my inner digital jockey. I mean, DJ Pro was just the start for me. And then once ChatGPT came out, and just fast forward with all these incredible AI tools, I started learning how to manipulate all the different modalities of like image, text, audio. I mentioned how I've generated music, and I was like, I can create my own experience. And what's even more interesting is right now it's like pre-produced in many ways, although DayDream makes it dynamic with my visuals here. There's a little bit of delay, but I can live with this right now. It's pretty amazing. But also, I was like, how can we incorporate my visualizer tool? So I use a tool called Synesthesia. It's one of the more affordable DJ visualization tools. And it's audio reactive. So when I do an actual showcase of me DJing, you'll see the visuals having a little more energy. And I originally just had it get rid of, let's see if I get rid of, there you go. So there it is right now. Like that's synesthesia. So I have that fed through. You could either screen capture it, or there's a new protocol I learned called, honestly, I forget what it's called, but it's, there we go. It's called Spout. It's called Spout. You get a little plugin for OBS. So now it's just like feeding in the software. And I'm not sure if it'll show here on the back end, but this is what I'm looking at. If you are able to see that, I don't think you are because I am not sharing my screen. Let me do this. Here you go. This is Synesthesia. So over here, I can actually, yeah, there we go. Let me get this back up so I see what's going on. So yeah, this is like, you have like these different visual tools. Right here, we can start flying. Right now it's not moving because, well, we don't have any audio going. So I'll just go to this one. This one's a good demo. This is what I've been using. But it's audio reactive. And then I can actually like toggle all these different effects. And like, this is a whole nother layer. So now you have DayDream, but you also have this. And because I'm using AI to help me mix, I could actually focus more on being the wizard. I like to make AI very magical in essence, creating the visuals paired with the mix that I can modify on the fly, but some of it's on autopilot so that I could do a lot of this. So I was like, okay, let's do that. But if we go back to OBS and there's the infinite screen, I was like, okay, this is cool. But I was like, still like, when you're at a festival, one of the ones favorite ones is Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland, they create like this whole environment. Then they have screens. Then they have the DJ. And I was like, what if I could make my own Tomorrowland, essentially? So where am I going? Oh, there's me again. Go to DayDream. Nope. This is a brand new setup for me, guys. Here we go.
No, dude,
Activate the stage.
this is all so sick. Seeing how you've like taken all these different pieces and put it together to make exactly what you want it to look like for people.
Exactly. And what was really amazing, this happened yesterday. I was preparing for this experience. I did this in the past, but it's been a minute and the tools have gotten better. But what I actually did was this stage was all AI generated with numerous steps. So the first was to create the image. I actually went to ChatGPT with their new GPT-1 image model. You just prompt ChatGPT, hey, make me an image, and it'll do it. I'm sure many of you have probably played with it. And if not, do so. And what I said to it was, hey, I want to create a virtual stage. And my whole vibe is like magic, as I described, right? It needs to be mystical, like a portal. And then I shared a screenshot of DayDream to be like, I want this frame within it. But then I want side panels, and I need you to make it a green screen. I'm going to share this with you guys right now with what the result was before, because I have the chroma key on. But if I turn this off,
so you made this with the ChatGPT image generator.
Yes. Now it took a few iterations and a little cropping to get symmetry, because I need my symmetry. But yes, I did. So this was the image. Now you're like, wait, that's not an image. It's alive. And yeah, there was another layer to it. But I had to do the green screen. And then if you, within OBS, go to filters and activate chroma key, now boom, green screen. And then you do the layers. So yeah, it's amazing. So I'm proud of this. I'm honestly really proud of this. This is so cool. And I think this is such a cool way that you can like show what the metaverse can be, even when the metaverse isn't much to be quite yet. Psychological immersion with some visuals. So anyway, so now you got that image, right? But I initially was just going to do that image, and I've done that in the past, but I was staring at it earlier today. I was like, not enough. There's a little bit of a disconnect. So I've done this again in the past, but it was been a minute. I use a tool called FreePick because it gives access to a lot of different video models. And one that I love right now is Kling 2.0. So I went to Kling 2.0 and I said, animate this. And I made sure, because these AI video tools like to zoom and do camera movement. So I included negative prompts to be like, don't zoom, don't move. It's ambient. It's atmospheric. It's this subtle, elegant, mystical forest for a streaming platform for my DJ sets. And then it did this, and then it was a 10-second clip going in one direction. You'll see in just a moment these moving kind of symbols are going to bounce back. My trick to making it look, yep, there it goes, reverse, cha-cha slide throwback right there. But for me, that's my inner wedding DJ right there. That's how you know I've done too many of those. So hey, it's fun. It does get people dancing, so you can't deny that. It's one of the better line dances. So with this, how do you make it seamless? So it's not like, if you don't make sure that it kind of loops, then it's going to just seem rigid and kind of jolt. And I'm trying not to disconnect the immersion at all. I do not want to break the immersion. You want to be able to just be totally enamored within what you're capable of doing. So what I do is I put it into CapCut, free to use, by the way, and I'm pretty sure all the features I use are free to use. I put in the video. You could even adjust the speed. It was a little too fast, so I lowered it down to like 80% speed. And then I just duplicated it and toggled reverse. And now I created my own loop. And then within OBS, there's a setting to then loop the loop. So anyway, not to overcomplicate it, but now you have like this green screen animated environment. And I even intentionally played with the sensitivity of the chroma key, because there's a little green in the environment, and you'll kind of see here in the water, even the visuals bleed through a little bit. And initially I was like, that's sloppy. And I was like, no,
I actually, I was actually going to call that out, because I knew that was from the interaction of the the chroma key, but I actually feel like that's a really nice touch to the whole thing.
Yes, I agree. So initially I had to play with it a lot because it was getting a little too much, but then I was like, whoa, it's turning into like a magical cloud. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with this more, and like I can envision a future like I have a whole collection of virtual stages. So not only can I change these visuals on the left and right, not only can I change DayDream, but throughout the set, I build on the momentum of storytelling. I changed the stage. You can't do that at Tomorrowland. Until you cannot do that at Tomorrowland. So this is where it's like, okay, we're not just like, oh, metaverse, we're you know, it's just like the same thing but digitized. No, it adds a whole nother layer of experiences you could have never imagined. And then we'll bring it back. And this is why AI to me is the foundation to the metaverse. Without AI, it is going to be really hard for everyone to have their own universe, their own world. No, metaverse 1 year, who cares? The point being is have your own space, right? And to be able to create experiences that make it meaningful.
Well, not just that, it's going to allow more people to be able to create their own space who might not have a background in 3D, or like it makes the world building accessible to so much more people, the same way that crypto makes banking and all that kind of stuff much more accessible to more people.
Right. And to me, there's challenges. Don't get me wrong, whether it's technologically or economically or cultural and ethics. And I believe more and more metaverse, Web3, AI is becoming more and more of an ethical challenge. It's so disruptive, especially AI. The only time in the history of our species that intelligence is being disrupted in the way it is. And then you open the door to a more globalized world with Web3. And how do we balance regulation versus not? I envision a future like the hybrid's going to be centralized, like mascots running different like countries, but they're ran on decentralized systems to ensure that like whatever we choose, it's true. But then eventually probably it's AI. We'll see. But the reality, I'm all about amplifying humanity. I'm all about like ideally empowering individuals. My whole mission with Zuberant is to amplify human ingenuity and to enrich experiences. And I mentioned earlier, foster authentic expression and connection. And hopefully you can see that with this. Last thing I want to say in that, with regards to ethical, very much focus on DayDream and AI and all that, is I understand the concern about artists and how this totally disrupts how we have known art for centuries, millennium, you name it. Like less and less do you need to understand the sculpting skills. I had mentioned as a DJ how I don't view myself as much as a turntablist. I'm more of a DJ that creates experiences, and more than anything, that's picking the right song. I mean, if you had Spotify and you were playing with their shuffle skills, if you're just picking great music, in ways you could maybe say you're DJ, although that could be quite challenging if you're just using that. Point being though, and this is why I talk about the digital jockey almost being the evolution. It's like a new form of art to respect the legacy and artists that are truly skilled and incredible and should be celebrated, is that we're just opening the door to a new version of art where your imagination, like there's no barrier to your imagination now. Now, like your creativity is going to be a matter of like how creative your mind is. And I'm sure all of us, I like to say AI unlocks the inner creator, right? What makes us human is that we are creative and we're social. Probably there's layers.
Man, one of the things I'm a really big advocate for, and what I try to tell everyone that I come in contact with, is in a world which is a world we're approaching very, very soon, in a world where anyone can create anything they want by pressing the same button, what's the thing that differentiates us all? And what that comes down to, what I believe, is going to be our taste and how we've chosen to curate our taste and our style over a longer period of time. Because the things that we go through as individuals is something that, sure, a machine can ingest that, but every day we're experiencing new things, right? So our taste and our style kind of evolve with our life experience, and that's what's going to come through with the stuff that you make, because that gets injected into everything. So, and I think it's pretty clear to anyone watching this right now, which shout out to all 161 people that are watching this right now,
wow,
that you definitely have a taste and a style that you have curated for yourself. And it's really it's really dope to see, and it's super cool to see how you've put this together and how it's like, you know, you made the backdrop in ChatGPT. You specifically asked for it to be a green screen. You keyed out the green screen. You animated the images. You turned it into a loop, and you've kind of like you've color coordinated everything. And obviously,
Yes.
we're AI, we're cyber people. We love our pinks, purples, and blues. Clearly,
Yes.
we didn't plan to be matching here, guys. But no,
No.
it's really
It's a
dope to
vibe.
see, and I love that all of this stuff opens up the pathway to self-expression in people that have always maybe wanted to express themselves creatively, that maybe never felt the pull to pick up a camera or to learn how to edit a video or to learn how to draw, but they still wanted to creatively express themselves. And now there's like, it's like choose your path.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was so thrilled to find my passion at a relatively young age with DJing nearly a decade ago. I could have never imagined getting to this point though. Like I when I was a kid, I had such a rich imagination. I actually, and I'm very comfortable sharing this, like I'm quite neurodivergent. There's many layers of spectrums in it. And what I mean by that is I was actually trapped in my own mind with racing thoughts and confidence challenges and inability to tangibly move my hands and manipulate what I could see. When I would listen to music as a kid, I could envision movie scenes, like alternate realities, like the metaverse. I knew the metaverse before the metaverse knew itself. All right. And and I couldn't even process lyrics. I could just feel the emotion. And sometimes people be like, you know what that song said? I'm like, even if it maybe suggests something else, it's the music saying something else. There's a disconnect. Point being is like I could really tell, like I could just like feel the music, but didn't have a good way to really express myself. And then AI unlocked it through DJing, through the music, and I found this interesting relationship with it. And now fast forward to 3 years ago, and backward too at the same time, right? That AI changed my life in all aspects of my life, both professionally and personally. I've never been more empowered in my life. I've never learned more in my life. I have never had as much success in my life. And it's required a lot of work. Honestly, I've worked harder since embracing AI. It was just the catalyst. It was like the spark than I ever had in my life because I was stuck. And now I'm not stuck. And now we're off to the races. Let's go. Hop in those rocket ships for you Web3 people.
Man,
Let's go.
Man, I am right there with you. I'm not going to go into my story at all because I want to hear you do what you do. But let me just say that since I jumped into AI full time about 3.5 years ago, it completely changed the trajectory that my life was on. And I agree with you. I've actually been working harder since I've completely immerse myself in all of these tools. And I've been through what I would call a couple different seasons of AI now, as I've had to continuously evolve as the tools evolve. Because
Yes.
in this landscape, if you don't evolve as the tools evolve, then you definitely die. Um,
Yes. It
but
is
it
sink or swim within seconds.
yeah, but no, this is it's been a complete I don't I feel like saying game changer is even devaluing it. It's completely
Yeah.
changed my life. So it's really dope to hear from not just you, but a bunch of other people that I've come in contact with that like it's done the same for them. And I really hope that more people can see that these tools, if they just take the time to like look at them and play with them and think, okay, how can I incorporate this into what I'm already doing? That it could totally amplify everything they're already doing. But that
It's
I feel like is enough of us being super heavy and inspirational for right now.
yes.
Um,
Yes.
why we there are now 200 people in here. So
Woo.
you wanna show us how you do what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. And before we kick on the music, I want to just share because it'll be a little harder as we're all partying together in just a few
Oh,
moments.
please.
Uh, yes. So, but I will talk through like, so I'm going to do a little compact DJ set and to show all of the magic come together, all the pieces. But I want to make sure that you guys see like with DayDream, and if DayDream is new to you, and let me make sure I have DayDream open. So DayDream is really simple to use. Like just make an account, you get the you get your camera set up, and then boom, you're all of a sudden going to see like the most incredible alternate reality mirror image of yourself. And there probably will be a default prompt. It used to be Eric's favorite, the Hulk, or at least I'm assuming. And there's this prompt bar down here allows you to change it. And I'm not going to spend too much time, and I know in the past sessions we've likely gone over it, and I want to show it more live, but I want to share like my mindset and like how this really changes the game. Not only does it change my visuals of what I look like right now, okay, and I like using a base prompt like magical blue, purple, blue, those are my colors, male DJ, sparkles, cloak, and you'll see in my prompting, like actually Jay ahead of the show was showing me a Daft Punk prompt, which I'll pull up when I do the set. It was had all these like really good formatting and parentheses, but to me, like I just, as I'm performing, just let it rip. So I'll just write things, the order may be off, and I'll just like continue to experiment. So like right now, like as we're just going, I'll say space, cyborg, rainbow, retro, fusion. Okay, that just came to my mind. That's how my mind works. And then I'll wave the wand, and then all of a sudden, oh boy, let's see. And you never know, there is risk when you just do it. AI loves, with my hair, AI always, DayDream really likes to think I'm a girl, which is totally fine. Creative expression, right? So I always got to say male. I mean, look at this though. Wow, what a look. So point being is I'm going to keep this up for just, I'll toggle back and forth so you can see the full set, and then you can see how I'm prompting it whenever I change it, to show you just how I will dynamically on the fly evolve my appearance. So Jay, what do you say?
And,
we have a little party?
Yeah. And I just want to say one last thing, because it's been like at the front of my mind this entire time we've been talking, is the product team, as we speak, is working on getting the lip sync function to be like really good. And once, even if nothing else changed, which a lot of stuff is going to change in the coming weeks, because we are working on a lot behind the scenes to drastically improve what DayDream is. Once the lip sync happens, it's going to like immediately be like 100% crazier than it already is, once like the lips are moving accurately.
Oh yeah, for sure. And honestly, I could see it's a little more delayed. I think I am really pushing my setup right now, because sometimes it even is snappier. This is what happens when you add about 15 layers to your setup while live streaming. We'll be upgrading the laptop to ensure this is never the case. But I actually have seen it even operate more smoother. And yeah, the lip sync, that's when things really open. This is I just saved, last thing I want to say, I just copied this prompt because there's not a save quick access prompt feature yet. Love to have that. But this is actually a really cool
I really like the
visual.
space background aura thing around the head.
Yeah, we'll have to start the set with this. But pro tip, since there isn't a feature to save it yet, I always copy and paste, and I use a tool like Notion, but you could use any tool that you could copy text into. I like using Notion though, because there's a feature where within like a document you can create what's called a code block. I'd show it if it was easy, but we're not going to waste time on that. But code block like puts the text in there, and then there's a button where you can auto copy it. So I have like a notebook where whenever my imagination goes and I find something I really like, I'll add it to my notebook so that when I'm DJing, I have like this sweet rotation of prompts that I can throw in. And a lot of times I'll adapt them as I perform, because what's really fun is when you're using DayDream, you never know. You could go to numerous MetaDJ experiences, but you will never know what the visual will be for that moment. So,
well, MetaDJ, whenever you are ready, I'm going to full screen you. Take us away.
Let's go.
Oh no, I think we lost your audio. I think we lost your audio. There we go. Hey, it's all good. We're all figuring out the live thing.
on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. Say that you'll never, 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 never need it. One head down, why believe it? Everybody wants to rule the
Funny timing, right, friends? We're flying. We are flying together. I am going to fight for DayDream to work in my system. It was working the whole chat, right? And it does appear to be on my end. I don't believe this is a DayDream situation. It could be on my end. I am trying to sort it out right now, friends.
We're talking away. I don't know what I'm to say. I'll say it anyway. Today isn't my day to find you. Shine away. I've been coming for your love, okay? Take on me. Take on me. Take me. Take on me. I'll be gone. You take on
For those of you hanging out with us, MetaDJ Live, we are on a mission to get DayDream on the front. We couldn't handle the vibe.
as well jump, jump. Go ahead and jump, jump. Go ahead and jump. You say you don't know, you won't know until you begin. Jump, 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 jump,
Oh, we got Lord Vader in the house. This is wild. We got Lord Vader. We got MetaDJ.
might as well
Wanting to
jump,
daydream
jump.
with Lord Vader so bad.
Go ahead and jump. Might as well jump, jump. Go ahead and jump. Jump. Might as well jump, jump. Might as well jump.
There you got it. MetaDJ, the avatar peddler. That is a sweet visual.
Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yeah. Get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling.
Oh, let's
Yeah.
go. Hang tight, friends. I gotta.
Get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
I'll be joining you today.
There we go. There we go.
Ricochet. You take your aim far away, far away. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am Calm me down, but it's you who have further to fall.
You guys would see.
Ghost town, haunted love.
Break it down, but I like to move a line.
Raise your voice. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Talking loud, nothing much. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, far away. Ricochet, you take your aim. Far away, far away. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am Stone heart, machine gun, firing at the ones who run. Stone heart, those bulletproof glass. Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am
Can't you feel my heart beat fast? I want this to last. Need you by my side. 'Cause every time we touch, I feel the static. And every time we kiss, I reach for the sky. Can't you hear my heart beat so? I can't let you go. Want you in my life. Your arms are my castle, your heart is my sky. They wipe away tears that I cry.
Fighting for you guys.
The good and the bad times, we've been through them all. You make me rise when I fall. 'Cause every time we touch, I get this feeling. And every time we kiss, I swear I could fly. Can't you feel my heart beat fast? I want this to last. Need you by my side. 'Cause every time we touch, I feel the static. And every time
It's gonna burn 'em. And I'm all around. Satisfaction came in a chain reaction. I couldn't get enough till I had to self-destruct.
Yeah, there we go.
Then keep on rising to the top. Everybody going strong. Hey, when the spot got hot, I heard somebody say, it's gonna burn 'em.
Well, we just had this, right?
One more time.
There you go, Jay. Let's go.
One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah,
Frame.
one
That's
more
kind of cool. Look at that
time.
cool mic. What's up, everybody? This is MetaDJ. It's your host, Jay. We're emulating the legends. Jack Punk. Brought to you by DayDream. And this is a snapshot of what the metaverse is all about.
One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time, we're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, stop the dancing. One more time.
There we go. On Batman again.
You know I'm just feeling celebration tonight.
Rainbow. There's the
Celebrate.
rainbow. There you go.
Don't wait too late.
Electricity.
No, we don't stop. You can't stop. We're gonna celebrate.
Get the gold mic out of the way.
One more time.
If you ever had a vision,
One more time. One more time.
only I could show
Celebration.
only I could show
Know we're gonna do it right
giving up.
tonight. Hey, just feel it. Music's got me feeling the need.
Dream.
Need. Yeah. Come on. Alright, we're gonna celebrate
Make that dream
one more time.
a reality.
Celebrate and dance so free.
Did we still?
Music's got me feeling so free. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free.
Time, let's go, fam.
One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. One more time, this got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free.
Turn up the radio,
blast your stereo. You wanna hate on us? Need to ease on up. I know why they hating on us. 'Cause the style so fabulous. I'ma be real on us. Nobody got nothing on us. Girls be all on us from London back down to the US. We rockin' this contagious. Monkey business outrageous. Just confess your girl admits that we the shit. FRES rage refresh. GEF, that's right, we definite. We definite. BEP, we reppin' it. So turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up. Come on, baby, just pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it.
Fireworks showed up in prom. If I raise my hand, you'll see, kind of with the point of my finger, swirling fireworks. Okay. Well, that was quite a journey.
Hell yeah. Hell
Wow.
yeah. Oh, wait. I gotta boom, boom, boom. There I am. Bam.
Woo.
I think that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I do too. I think honestly, the adversity built the tension. It
Yeah,
was all intended.
hey, it's all good. That is how new this stuff is. But unless you are willing to go through a little hiccups, nothing new gets figured out.
Exactly.
But I think that was really great. And also too, that was probably a really good stress test for everything, because I can only imagine how many layers of everything you have running in OBS right now, plus streaming to restream right now before it gets pushed out to everyone. But while you were working it out on your side, I was able to pick up the slack a little.
Yes, I saw. I was like coming in clutch. I kind of actually like this. See, this is an interesting use case that we didn't even talk about, which is it's not just for the DJ. I mean, just imagine, right? All that I was managing. And of course, over time, it would be more seamless and AI will streamline. I mean, I just want to note, like, the fact that AI was able to help me because I had already pre-engineered the set, I was able to troubleshoot, and you still had somewhat of an experience while I was sorting that out. But what I was trying to say is, Jay, you were like the visual dancer. Like, you were part of the experience kind of right there. Like you jumped in unexpectedly. And then we were able to share that together. So it ended up working out. I'm really glad though that at least for a few moments, you guys got to see me moving more like this. And you could see how I leveraged the full frame, right? To like really kind of like change the experience and pull in and pull out and use your fingers, okay? And prompt. Do all these like crazy movements and get really close to the camera, put your hands in front of your face. Just like what I'll leave it at is And this applies to anything with AI. Like, a lot of people ask me, like, well, could I ask AI this? I was like, ask it. Like, let your curiosity wander. You'll never imagine. I could have never imagined dancing as much as I do. The first time I ever used DayDream in Decentraland was the sweatiest virtual performance I had ever done. And I was like, that's it. I felt more engaged. Like, before that, I felt a little disconnected with my audience because I was like, just doing my typical stuff, and there wasn't a reason. Like, I don't like getting like overhyped with the dancing, but when you got this, yes, I love getting overhyped and casting those spells and doing all that. So I'm really glad we got to show that, because more importantly, like, we wanted to showcase what's possible. If you want to see this in full action when MetaDJ fine tunes the machine, definitely check me out on X, and we'll announce when the next events are, and you can see the magic happen. But I'm so glad you guys got to get a snapshot.
Yeah, and I think it's worth noting too that we are only about 2.5 weeks into DayDream's official beta release, and we're iterating on stuff every couple of days. And as the temporal consistency and as the consistency and the quality of everything on our side improves, it's only going to get more fun and more crazy. And the fact that no one else has really tried to tackle the live AI video thing full on yet, and DayDream underneath LivePeer is in such a great position to do so because of all of the distributed work that LivePeer has done on the Web3 side, makes this really exciting. And it's really great that the Comfy community is getting involved to iterate on workflows and all that kind of stuff. And it feels like the melding of the two worlds in a really dope kind of way. But dude, Z, MetaDJ, thank you so much for coming and doing this and breaking it down, and for the set. Why don't you go ahead and tell all the people where they can find you so they can keep up with you right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can find me in the metaverse now. You can follow me on all major platforms, but I am most active on X, and that's where a lot of the metaverse AI community's at. You'll like this one, MetaDJ AI. More to come on that. And then at MetaDJ AI on Instagram, TikTok, it's .ai. But if you search MetaDJ, I think you're going to find me. Fortunately, I took on the role of MetaDJ to guide us on this journey early enough.
There's the link to MetaDJ's X account in the chat. If you guys are not following him, go ahead and give him a follow so you can keep up with him as he keeps up with us as we continue to evolve DayDream. Dude, Z, thank you so much, man. You are a legend.
Thank you. My pleasure. Shout out to the LivePeer team and everyone that tuned in. I really appreciate all of your support. I am so excited to see where this takes us. And this is how I always wrap up live experiences. With that, I will rest my mic. Thank you all.
Guys, thank you. My name is Tyler. This has been DayDream Creator Session number 3. We're going to be back next week, Thursday, I believe, with my man Flipping Sigmas, who's going to take us through some really intense stuff that's going on the video side of Comfy UI. So you're not going to want to miss that. I believe that one is going to be back at our normal time of 3 p.m. Pacific. I will confirm. You'll see it on Twitter. Guys, thank you so much. Be sure to check us out at daydream.live. Link is in the chat. And scan the code. Come join us in our DayDream Discord. We are over, I think, maybe like over 150 people strong, and people are sharing new creations in there every day. So come hang out with us. Make something cool. We'll catch you next week.
Peace.
Peace. Thank you, everyone. And